mature were you? Which way did you take to resolve this obstacle? So it tells a lot about your personality when you want to come out with something. Alright? So this is where you have to think about, if you have come across something, how did you come across it? Number 4. When you are under a lot of stress, what is one way that you deal with it? And this is also a very humbling question, you know? And it's not aib to tell some people, even if you're a dude, we are in the 21st century, guys, okay? Wallah, I do yoga. I meditate. I do this. I take a breather. I go for a walk. These are what humans do. So don't think that saying something that you feel like, nah, it's not macho. No one gives a damn about macho in the 21st century. I'm going to tell you that honestly. It's not about that big macho man that knows how to deal with their stress like in the 1980s and 90s. It's not about that anymore. The world has changed. And the very last one. If you could name just one personal achievement, what would it be? A personal achievement does not have to be something massive. It's not about you winning a title or a championship. A personal achievement could be something as simply as, you know, I know how to, I have, with a lot of practice, I have learned how to calm my anxiety, or I have learned to calm my anger. You know, things like that. Personal achievements to make you a better person. What did you do? And they could be something so small, but for you, it's massive. Again, humble. Very, very, very humble. So these, to me, when I gathered all of the questions, I found these to be quite challenging. So I said, what would be a perfect presentation as a final? And a perfect presentation for guys to be ready to go into the real world and now what kind of questions could be asked. I found it to be, this is why I created this as the CV final. Because it's challenging and I want it to be challenging. Alright? And number 1, if you want to be confident, the only way is preparation in action. Confidence is preparation in action. When you see a person on the stage and they are doing a presentation and they are confident, trust me when I tell you, this guy has been practicing for months, weeks, hours for that confidence to come out. It's not easy. So you have to remember that if you want to be confident in life, you have to work for it. It doesn't come on a silver platter. For some of you maybe, but it doesn't make you a better person or a humble person. So these are the things. So I put up this obviously in our what do you call it? In our file. So your job is to pick 3 of all of these 5s and only speak for 2 to 3 minutes. Yes. What will be your background? Your background will be your CV. So there is no PowerPoint. There is only your face and your CV in the background. That is how you will present this presentation. So I'm glad that we talked about it now. It gives you a lot of time to prepare. Get the demonstration out of the way. Next week, inshallah, I will meet with you individually. Show me which CV did you like the layout of. I don't have to have the CV ready by then. But remember, I need to see the mission statement. I need to see your skills and your hobbies. And if some of you have experience, your experiences as well. You have to have your school information. I don't need to know preschool. I just want to know your university and your high school. Alright, you don't need to go back down into this stuff. And remember, when it comes down to CV, you have to understand the layout. And what I mean by that is that everything that has been done in the past, so for instance, you always start with what's happening now, and then you go backwards. So for instance, you guys have, let's say, university, Kuwait University. You don't have a date, you haven't graduated. So you put the expected date of graduation, which is EGE, or 2022, whatever it is. Alright? And then is your high school. So you give me the name and then the date of your graduate. When did you graduate from high school? Alright, so everything in a CV goes backwards. Alright? So you guys go ahead. You pick your layout. You write for me 3 to 4 sentences of what is your objective. You know, your mission statement. And Google it. Mission statement. Examples of mission statement. What's the important things to mention in a mission statement? And it's only a few sentences. I mean, look how, you know, it's something that to the point. Look at this. That's very short. Nothing more. No one reads, guys. In this day, no one reads. You have 6 seconds. For your first impression on your CV. And now that's your challenge. To go ahead and pick that. Do we have any questions about this? Yes, Abu
دكتورة لو الكويستشنز احطهم باوربوينت ولا
nothing.
I just say them out loud.
Yes. You know, so for instance, just on the top of my head, I will start by saying good morning everyone and thank you for being here. It's great to be at the end. This is our last presentation. And I wouldn't have wanted to end it in any other way but for you to get to know me a little better before we part. And then obviously in the background is your CV, guys. Okay? Out of the 5 challenging questions, I chose questions 1, 3, and 4. And the reason why I chose these questions is because I can relate to them, and I'm sure most of you can relate to them as well. When question number 1 asked blah 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 blah, and then you go on. Alright. Question number 2's question was well, this one was a bit challenging for me, and then I answer the question. And then you go to the next question, and then you bring your presentation to an end any way that you want. You know that you can end with an advice. You know that you can summarize at the end. It's up to you how you want to start and end your presentation. But as long as you have the 3 questions answered, this is the whole point of the presentation. Okay? Anything else, guys?
دكتورة, when you say background, do you mean share screens ولا
Yes, so I would like I'm doing here, I would share my screen, and my screen is going to be whatever. This CV right here. You know. Like, that's all you need to do. You just need to share it so that we can all see what your CV looks like. So it would be like this. Okay? As an example.
Okay, شكرا دكتورة.
Anything else, guys? Any other questions?
دكتورة سجلتي الغياب اليوم ولا ما سجلتي؟ لأن أنا الساعة دشيت الحمام طلعت ما أدري دشيت.
Nope, I didn't yet.
يعطيك العافية.
Fahad, you had a question?
Yes, Doctora. It will be only one paper.
only one paper. Okay, it's one page only. بس. Nothing more, nothing less. Yes, حبيبي.
ناخذ من اللي وريتنا اياهم.
It's up to you because you can go to, for instance, you can go to Google. Alright.
I'll pick up about okay. I want to go and then go to other course. When you look at something that any CVs out there. Pick one that
Someone will say, wow.
طفت يدي يدك طلعت.
The layout, you look at the colors, you look at the whole thing and how it looks like, and you know, like maybe some of you are quite shy, introverts. You know, maybe you could go for something a little bit more like this. You know, but you still see the infographics. Maybe you can add a little bit more infographics somewhere to give it a bit more appeal. But you see this yellow gold. So color. Alright, this is your creativity. This is what I do.
صار في نيم داري.
We can find something old school. This. Do you see the difference between what we were looking at and something like this? Jeez. Guys, which one would you prefer looking at? Please tell me. Of course. Definitely, guys.
This one.
You don't want to look at this. This is
Wow.
what you want to look at. You know? It's appealing. Okay, we're not gonna go for something like this. يعني بس إنه you know what I mean. Alright, you know? Like look for something that's appealing to you. Look for something that you feel that you can